Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jahliali in this incarnation, and today I wanted to leave this reflection that is a courtesy of the square between Mercury and Neptune, because it was inspired in a film, The Lord of the Rings, that I saw like for the millionth time because it was there on the screen. So, this is associated with Neptune because films and art in general is a channeling that depends, of course, in the channeler. In this case, it is Tolkien, the writer of the books. And I didn't want to talk about Neptune today, but I wanted to mention this because if you didn't see the film, I'm going to relate a scene, so I don't want to be the spoiler for you, so you can choose whatever you want to do. Okay, in other videos, I explained how evil, what we call evil, is part of the universal creation. What I'm trying to say is that there is no part of this universe, the entire universe is a fractal of God or the infinite energy, how I like to call it. So this intelligence is very loving. So that's why we are understanding that evil has to have a purpose that goes beyond pain and suffering. And along all the videos that I've been uploading during this year, I've been talking about that function, because the function of evil is to help us to reveal light. The function of evil is to break with our shells of the ego in order to elevate our consciousness. So right now we are understanding that the way is about acting increasingly in connection with the higher dimensions of our soul or our higher self, whatever you want to call it. But we have to know that all of the experiences of the past in which we acted from our disconnected ego, those actions were made from ignorance, were made from an unconscious place. And not only they brought consequences, because everything does. I mean, everything that we are pulsing has an effect. Everything has cause and effect. But they also, if we can observe them from an elevated perspective, they also had a purpose. So what happens, this is something that I explained before, is that we are in this instance in which certain patterns and conditioning cannot be perpetuated because they have no affinity of form with the fifth dimension of the earth. The earth is rising its vibration. So we are all being taken to this big transformation, and the only thing we have to do is to surrender to that, because to resist is self-destruction. So meanwhile, we are in this planetary ascension, which is a process itself. Evil continues to serve to certain functions. And the more we open ourselves to this, the more we are going to understand how the pieces are fitting in certain way. So I'm going to give an example by relating this scene of The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I'm not going to talk about the books because I read them a long time ago. I don't remember them very well, but this scene, I think it was given in a different context. So I hope you can follow me. Okay, in this scene, there is a character that is called Peregrine Took. He was a hobbit, kind of a dwarf, and he stole to his friend that was a magician, a white magician called Gandalf. He stole this crystal ball while he was sleeping, and he did this from this absolute ignorance of the ego. He did this to satisfy his curiosity, and with the only intention to see the crystal ball. But he didn't know that when he took the object and discovered it, because it had like a blanket. When he discovered the object, that ball, that stone was at service to the connection to a very, very evil entity, which was the devil line of the film. And at the moment that the character touches the ball, he was attacked, and he was interrogated by a servant of the entity. In the end, the character survived to the event because he could die, and not only that, he managed to not reveal important information, because if he had done so, it wasn't not only not beneficial for himself, but he could lead to the entire world and community to destruction. It was a very serious thing. But furthermore, he obtained unwittingly information of the future plans of the enemy. So what I'm trying to say with this, because I think these books are a channeling of the fifth dimension, because the Fellowship of the Ring, in fact, is a group of people of different races, of different places, that get together with a common purpose. And that's what we have to do in order to anchor the fifth dimension here. But beyond that, what happened with this role character was that he paid the consequences of his acts, but he didn't do that from a malicious place, and that's why he was given a second opportunity, because he didn't die, and also he obtained information that collaborated with the process. So what I'm trying to transmit with this is not a pretension to justify our egoic actions or other people's egoic actions, but what I'm trying to say is that there is no little act in this world that is not operating with a function in the universal intelligence. So respecting to everything that is happening in our individual lives and also in the collective, we have to understand, we will have to learn to see through the eyes of the cosmic consciousness, practicing to operate in connection with our soul and with love, and also in relation with the level of consciousness that we achieved in the present moment, because we have to understand that we are always ignorant of a big part of the universal information. I mean, the part that we are aware of is a very, very tiny percentage. So whatever thing can occur, whether we like it or not, we have to understand that these have a purpose of light. Everything has a purpose of light that we can only discover by opening our hearts. And I think that this is also a moment to trust that if we do our part, we are helping to create a world that in the future will see the evil as we are experimenting it right now only as a memory. And we will be the humans that have the courage to go through the end of the times and the planetary transition. So I just wanted to leave this reflection today. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.